I'm gonna try to make this video as brief as possible. But yeah, as the title suggests, I don't like Nickmercs. Big surprise. Pretty much everything that he stands for is something that I do not like. The reason I'm making this video is because of the remarks he's been making on Twitter that are just blatantly stupid and wrong. I mean, it's no surprise to me, this guy seems like he hasn't passed the 10th grade. One thing I wanted to talk about first is his sensitivity. If you try to argue against him, he will pretty much block you. That's like his go-to defense mechanism. He refuses to admit when he's wrong, and instead he'll just block you instead of admitting that he's wrong. Some of you may not even remember, but there was a time a while ago when people used to make fun of him for his stupid fucking thumbnails, and he would get so defensive about it to the point where he would be even reporting other channels. And funny enough, still to this day, he still makes those same stupid fucking thumbnails for his videos. So yeah, he's pretty much a sensitive loser who won't listen to anyone. But that's not the main thing that I want to talk about today. I want to talk about his transphobia slash homophobia that he's been spreading online as of lately. It seems like in the last 2 years, he's just had an extreme hate boner for gay people. Around last year, he made a tweet responding to someone saying that they should just be leaving, they as in referring to LGBT people, or they should be leaving little children alone. That's the real issue. For anyone who has a small brain, that's what's considered dog whistling. I'm not here to discuss whether that there are such a thing as people who are gay and pedophiles. Obviously, that is a thing. You're basically implying that everyone who is trans is a pedophile, which is just not the fucking truth. But for Nickmercs to come out and imply that every single person who is gay is a pedophile, it's just blatantly fucking stupid, homophobic, and just, again, fucking stupid. This guy also has a very big channel on YouTube and Twitch, so for him to be saying this type of thing is pretty crazy. I mean, if I was a parent, I wouldn't let my kids be watching this fucking guy regardless, because of all the dumb bullshit he says. In response to that, Call of Duty actually removed his stupid skin from the store. It's not like he fucking cared about it anyway. And that just shows that your actions do have consequences. Ever since then, he hasn't really said anything else. He made a statement claiming that he stands by what he said. Like I said earlier in the video, he doesn't fucking take criticism or admit when he's wrong or admit when he's said something completely fucked up and wrong. So yeah, typical small-brained moron douchebag doesn't take any criticism and won't learn from his mistakes. Because funny enough, he's been doubling down this month. Earlier this month, he made a tweet talking about how trans people are not real and there's no such thing as trans people or some shit like that. Obviously, this is even more stupid than what he said last year. I just guess it's so hard for Nickmercs to believe that there is such a thing as trans people in the world. I don't know what type of fucking insecurity you must have to just be this afraid that trans people are real, but like, holy shit. It really shows how much of a weak person you are. And of course, after this, he doubled down and he's pretty much not gonna take back what he said. He then tried to say that people can live in their own echo chamber and live the life they want, which is fucking ironic and hypocritical of him to say that, because him saying that is basically him being in his own echo chamber in his own little bubble created by misinformation and fear of trans people. Again, very fucking ironic and hypocritical. Now, as of recently, there's been some news floating around about the true, real reason about why Dr. Disrespect was banned from Twitch. The reason why I said that is because as of recently, Ava Chris Tyson, which is Mr. Beast's best friend ever since they were younger, his first subscriber, his #1 supporter, basically mocked Nickmercs on Twitter, and then Nickmercs got a hissy fit and got really offended and said that you should be ashamed of yourself, leaving behind your wife and child to play pretend. One day you'll wake up and realize what you've done. And again, I have to call out how fucking stupid Nickmercs is, because this is just blatantly not the fucking truth. I don't know what it is about people on fucking Twitter, well, people on Twitter in general, just fucking stupid, but people on Twitter are just so fucking stupid. They believe that when Chris became trans, he automatically just abandoned his wife and child, when in reality, that's far from the fucking truth. Even recently, Ava Chris Tyson's ex-wife has even come out and said that she's happy with the way things are and their child are supported and has never been happier. Again, I don't know where people are getting the fucking idea that Chris's child is just miserable and abandoned by Chris when she became trans. Doesn't make any fucking sense. Unless you're a fucking bigot, homophobic dumbass who just wants to believe everything you read online or on Facebook or Twitter or Reddit. Like, they like to just assume because somebody was trans, they just abandoned their child, when in reality, that's just not the fucking case. Then again, so many people are just allergic to the truth, and they just rather believe misinformation, because that just feeds their goal. But yeah, Chris has fought back against these allegations. Her ex-wife has even done this, as well as Mr. Beast himself has argued back against Nickmercs, because, again, he's a fucking idiot. And again, it's so funny, like what Chris was saying on Twitter, how Nickmercs is so quick to call basically all gay people pedophiles, but he's quick to just defend Dr. Disrespect for the allegations that's brought up against him. Kind of ironic. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. Nickmercs is a fucking idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's stupid. He doesn't look up the truth whatsoever. He more than likely feeds off of his dumbass chat that just donates to him, and he'll just believe anything you say. Also, his thumbnails are still fucking stupid. Just one last thing I wanted to say. It's kind of ironic that this guy is also a fucking parent of his own, and he wants to go on Twitter and tell other people how to live their lives and bring their children into the drama. Blood doesn't even know what the fuck he's talking about, and he's out here talking about people's families. He should just be focusing on his own children and actually being a good parent and not a stupid one. You know, teach his kid about love and compassion instead of hatred and misinformation.